didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family's done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
Hello, have you missed me? It feels like I haven't done a YouTube live in a while because I get a little rusty. I know I feel like, didn't I just do a live stream? When did I do my last live stream? Yeah, I've been disappearing. I've been going ghost. I be on Patreon. If you want to know where I be at sometimes, I really do be on Patreon or I be on Instagram. So when it comes to this situation, I wasn't even gonna talk about the situation. I was like, oh, it's just another one of those situations, let's just move on. We've seen this before. He's a rapper. Let's move on. But the internet didn't let it go. I'm kind of shocked. But you know what? I was very moved by I think her name is Serayah. Is it Serayah? Serayah? Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she really moved me when she posted this. Let me show you. And there were a few things in this statement that really stuck out to me. And I know a lot of y'all are here for the drama, y'all here for the mess, but honestly, I really don't want to talk about that. I actually want to talk about the line in this statement. Well, there are a few lines in her statement that really spoke out to me. She said that, let's start from the beginning though. Let's start from the beginning. Let me go back. Let me not jump ahead. Let me start from the beginning. If you're not aware of this situation, you may not know who she is. She's a singer. She is a actress, and she was also dating a rapper, actor. She played in, what is the name of that show, y'all? Empire on Fox back in the day. I remember her playing in that. She's done some other work too. And then her ex-fiance at this point, and also her child's father. Also, what did he play in, y'all? I know he's a rapper, he's an actor. I think I've seen him play in Power, maybe. One of them shows. Is it Kanan? Okay, it's Kanan. It's one of them shows. You seen Power, Raising Kanan, you've seen them all. So recently, actress and singer Serayah publicly announced the end of her engagement and relationship with rapper and actor Joey Badass, citing repeated infidelity on his part. Um, of course, she released this statement, this public statement. She shared this emotional statement explaining her decision to call off the engagement, ending their multi-year relationship. The allegations kind of focus on, basically, she is accusing Joey Badass of repeated infidelity throughout the relationship, including cheating during vulnerable moments, specifically during her pregnancy. I'm assuming, we can only assume because that's a very vulnerable time in a woman's life. I mean, also, he's receiving a lot of backlash. I feel like, I don't know. On one hand, I feel like people feel that he's not getting enough backlash, and Serayah is getting majority of the backlash. She's the one that's being blamed the most. I don't know. I kind of feel mixedly about that because Serayah is going around. She's liking people and their videos and their think pieces. She's making comments under these think pieces. Um, and we're gonna get in that. We're gonna get into that as well because I've seen her in the comments of some of these girls' think pieces, and some of the think pieces that she's agreeing with, they're not 100% on her side. So it's kind of like throwing me off a little bit. I feel like Serayah is taking accountability as, yeah, you know what, it is what it is. That's the vibe that I'm really getting from her, just based off of the things that she's liking when it comes to the think pieces that people are making. That's what I've been seeing. I don't know if y'all been seeing it, but I've been seeing it. Also, there's a public backlash following the revelation, and Joey Badass faces significant online backlash, with critics pointing out past comments he has made regarding his personal philosophy. and lifestyle about semen retention. I haven't seen that, but I've seen some of his interviews, and he really comes across, and he comes from this place of like spiritual language. I feel like he weaponizes it very similar to, what's that warlock man's name? He was with Brittany Renner. What's his name, y'all? What's his name? Y'all could tell I don't got no notes today because I mean I have some, but I forgot his damn name. What's his damn name? He's a warlock too. He was with Brittany. Kevin Gates. That spiritual language, weaponizing spirituality, that's Joey Badass for sure. And this is all in contrast to the cheating allegations, okay, accusations and things like that. So some things that really spoke out or spoke to me during her statement was, she said love should not require you to abandon yourself. And the interesting thing about the timing of all of this, I recorded a glam and shadow work video. Yes, I'm bringing you a makeup tutorial. Can you believe it? I'm bringing you a makeup tutorial, but it's not just makeup, it is shadow work and glam. And I'm using these shadow work cards. And so one of the prompted questions on the card, it says, what are you most fearful of in close relationships? And mine is betrayal. So this is a woman who feels betrayed. I don't think that it was simply just the cheating. I believe that it was the betrayal of him speaking with other women about their relationship issues, their differences with other women. I don't think it was the cheating alone. I know a lot of people are running with that narrative. I think she was very much aware of who she was with, but she did not think that he would do the ultimate betrayal of dealing with other women and going to those women and speaking of her negatively as if that's not his fiance, as if that is not the mother of his child. I think that that's what this all is. I think she knew exactly who she was dealing with. And then on some parts, I think that maybe he was confused, because he seems like he's a man that's confused. He lacks direction. He doesn't seem like he really knows what he truly wants. And so his lack of vision and direction, he distracts himself with multiple women, and she was willing to still deal with that. Like, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from her. I don't get it's this, oh, whoa, it's me. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know what type of guy that he was. I know that the internet is kind of pushing that, but I'm not really getting that. She thought that, okay, you can have your women on the side, but you wouldn't go and disrespect me in my honor as your fiance and the mother of your child to other women and disclose private details about our relationship. I think that that's the situation, but I don't know. I could be wrong. So let's see. And I think it just became too much, because in her statement, she said, love should not require you to abandon yourself. And I think that that spoke to me. So one of the videos that Serayah ended up liking was my video. So let's get into it.
Why are the girls shocked about Joey Badass not being faithful? I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Nothing about that man gave, I'm going to be faithful. Nothing. His eyes, those bedroom eyes with the smirks that he would make in his photos, never gave faithful. Ever. It gave amazing bomb ass sex, but it did not give faithful man. It did not give family man. It did not get that. It gave for the streets. It gave for the streets. That's what it was given. It never gave faithful. It barely gives generous, because he's really given this energy, this allure of, I'm the bad bitch in the relationship. I'm the prize. You should be happy that I'm here. So he probably wasn't even generous to her. What are the girls talking about? What are women talking about? Like, oh my God, I'm so shocked. What are y'all shocked? You're shocked? You're shocked? That is a man that you have great sex with and then you disappear on him. Okay? You disappear on him. That's it. That's it. That's it. And I'm trying to think, what movie is this? There is a movie. What movie is this? I forgot. Let me come back. What movie is this? There's a movie. There's a movie I'm thinking of. Oh my God, I can't think of it right now. Love Jones. Love Jones. Nina disappeared. She left. Some of y'all need to go watch Love Jones. Some of you need to go watch Boomerang. Robin Givens, yeah, watch her character. You got to know the type of man that you're dealing with. And you got to pull a him on him so he don't pull a you on you where you get your feelings all involved. Marcus, he was a man that you just have fun with, have great sex with, and then you go on about your day. That's Joey Badass. You need to learn the difference. You need to learn how to use men for what they're meant to be used for, because they're not all meant to be used the same. Okay? I feel like men know this better. They understand this better when it comes to women, but women are struggling with this when it comes to men. But Joey Badass is just a man that, you have some bomb-ass, nasty sex with, and then you disappear. Okay? You disappear in the middle of the night. You don't leave your number. You don't follow each other on Instagram. You don't post him at all. You are never to be seen with him publicly. Okay? Okay, and make sure you strap up and be safe. Right?
Now, I was shocked when I saw that she liked that video. When I saw the notification, I'm like, and lately, y'all, the celebrities have been on my page. I saw the notification, I'm like, and the first thing that came to mind was he wasn't generous to her. He wasn't generous to her while doing all of these things. So it's not shocking. It's on the internet. Everyone knows that he spoke out about polygamy. And what irritates me with men who speak on polygamy, you still bring emotional distress to women's lives. But remember, it's supposed to mutually benefit everyone involved, and it oftentimes does not. So I'm not buying this. She did not know. This is a woman that is not coming across like she did not know the type of guy that she was dealing with. I think he did a lot of future faking. I think he love bombed her. I think he used spiritual language. I think he weaponized spirituality against her. I think that he got her pregnant fast. I think he got her pregnant fast. Typically, men, when they trap you with a baby, it's because you're his best supply for feminine energy so that he can siphon, so that he can harvest for himself when it comes to his creativity, his business, and everything that he has going on. And that's what he did. He saw a really good supply and he decided to partake in that. And then she decided to take her power back and just completely disconnect. And I think the biggest irritation that she has is that he expected her to quietly absorb betrayal. And the betrayal wasn't that he was dealing with other women. The betrayal was that he was speaking to other women in the way that he was speaking to them about her and what they have going on. And that is betrayal. A lot of women are turned off by marriage, not because men are cheating, but it's truly because men don't have control of their hoes. These side pieces and side dishes, they feel like they're bigger than the program. They feel like they're bigger than the woman that you have a legal obligation to through marriage. That should not be. So a lot of women are turned off because we women really don't see the benefit in marriage if, okay, like we're in this open relationship, it's polygamy. Okay, cool. But then it still comes with additional disrespect. It comes with betrayal, because the betrayal is you went and spoke to another woman about us. Where are the boundaries? So now women are like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to open up Pandora's box at all. You know what? I'm just going to leave the whole marriage thing alone, because men are very confused. It's not about being mutually beneficial. There's no mutual benefit for women at all. That's the reason why Serayah was like, you know what? I might as well leave the situation alone, because he was out here posting stuff like this, talking about Tristan Thompson. Relationships should be expansive and beneficial for all. And Serayah realized that this man is not trying to be expansive and beneficial when it comes to her. He's just trying to have his cake and have hers too, and have whoever else is at the same time. There's no mutual benefit at all. This is why a lot of women are just not desiring marriage. You also have women in marriages that are quietly quitting in their marriages. You have a lot of women that are just checking out. Emotionally checking out, becoming super detached. Because we're seeing that expansion can be found outside of these dynamics. We don't need the man to be expansive. Like, we don't need that. They need us more than anything. But there's always going to be a little bobblehead walking around willing to be a pick-me for a man. And so you're always going to have to deal with that. But we don't have to partake in that. The smart ones are never going to partake in that at all. At all. And I feel like that's what this is. So, everyone is dragging Serayah on the internet. I don't know why. She chose herself in the end. And I feel like that's what matters the most. You have women that stay for 30, 40 years. This woman, I think she came out with a child. So what? It's one child. Who cares? You move on. He was future faking. He was love bombing. He was doing all of this shit. And yes, I can even entertain the people that have the perspective of, but he was a rapper. I have that perspective too. He was a rapper. I don't know what she saw in him. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't even care. Because to me, a rapper is like the bottom of the barrel when it comes to choosing a man. That is a man that you have fun with. That is a plaything, a play toy, and you are supposed to collect your things and move on with your life. You're not supposed to procreate. You're not supposed to breed with this man. You're not. And we're talking about most men who are rappers, most men who carry themselves in the way that Joey Badass carries himself. There's a mentality that is attached to them, and it never benefits women. So why would you take him serious? Why would you take him on in a means of family and husband and future? There is no future with a man like that at all. At all. He's all in this chase, and he is chasing something outside of himself. It's not just women, it's lust, it's all of these different things. He cares more about appealing to his friends and other men than he does when it comes to what he truly wants and what he truly desires. And he seems like he's very confused about that. Because let me see, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video too, because he seems like he really doesn't know what he really wants. I think it's this one. Hold on.
Joey believed in polyamory before you. So he had all these little situations, and then here comes this electricity, and that polyamorous light went out in his world. That ain't easy.
I'm sure it's not.
But that's a Gemini. I'm telling you, you can see it in the eye.
I'm at a point in my life where it's like, maybe I need to try this other thing. Yeah. And then that's when the polyamory idea came into place. Like, you know what? I'ma just, listen, I fuck with you, and y'all should know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wanna be like, there was a growth there, for sure, when I came to that point, because it's like, look, I don't wanna lie to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanna be 100, I wanna be truthful. But then what I realized from that, in hindsight, was there's a certain part of me that was not satisfied. I was unfulfilled, and I think I was using that of what I wasn't feeling for myself, and I was trying to use that to find in other people.
And he still is. And he still is. But he was selling her this other dream. He was selling her this other story. Even in the interview within the platform that he went on, Cam Newton. Come on now, Cam Newton. That's another red flag. But he went on Cam Newton's platform, and he was speaking as if that was behind him, and she believed him.
When you met him and he was into polyamory, how did he get away out of that?
So, you're so funny, Jason. So by the time I did meet him, that was an old thing. Okay. That was like an older thing. He wasn't in that situation anymore. And what's funny is I didn't even know about that. It wasn't until a little later that my grandma actually called me and was like, I seen an interview. I said, oh,
not grandma.
Shit. Yeah, she was like, okay, well, I'm just making sure, but anyways, so by the time
it makes no sense, because over here he said, what's so hard about being honest with our women, fellas? And I believe her grandmother is the one that raised her. She was conceived by her parents when they were, I think, 15, 16 years old. So I believe her grandmother raised her. So if you feel like she's a little naive, you feel like she should be more put up on game or hip to game and things like that. She was raised by her grandmother. So that's why her grandmother saw the interview and most likely was trying to tell her, give her a heads up then. She probably didn't, side with her grandmother. She probably defended him against her grandmother because, of course, he was probably telling her, like, that's behind me now. I'm a changed man. I mean, and if he proposed to her, what is she supposed to think? What is she supposed to go off of? And this is why I judge men very harshly. I will judge the shit out of a man. The loud chains, the gold in the teeth, who you hanging around, platforms you're going on, your circle, your family. I'm judging everything about you because you have the ability to come into my life and destroy it. You have the ability to come into my life to destroy it. So I'm going to be very protective of myself and my life. It's not just about my heart. It's about my life. It's about the future plan that I have for myself, the vision that I have for myself. Anyone is an optic to that. So I'm always going to judge men very harshly. Judge, discern, and judge, and discern, and judge again. Women want to be nice. They want to be lenient. They want to be understanding. They want to be compromising. I'm not any of those things. I will be the most difficult woman you will ever meet because you have the ability to destroy my life. Now she has a souvenir. She has a son with this man. She has to share a son with this man. And if she would have been a little more judgy, discerning, and critical, and I do mean critical, she wouldn't be in this situation. But she most likely was told to be understanding, to be open, to let her guard down, to be accommodating, to be compromising. And all he did was come in and destroy, emotionally drain, waste her time, lead her on to believe this. This is another reason why I don't believe men change. I believe men get new women. That's what I believe. I don't believe men change. They just find a new woman that they can lie to. That's it. That's it.
Just a little, grandma's always.
I love it.
Grandma's always tea. But when we did meet in all of those things, hanging out, all those things, that was a thing of the past. And he expressed how, to me anyways, that was something that he had tried. He thought that was for him. And when he actually went down that road, it wasn't. It's a lot of management from what he said. So
it's a lot.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I haven't managed teams like that.
Would you ever? Well, obviously you're heading. I can't even ask that question.
Listen, I have ADD. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, listen, I don't. It's too much.
Yeah.
Like you got to cover tracks. You got to make sure. It's like you have to present for each person every time, and there's different people. You have to remember like what each person likes. This is a job.
It's kind of crazy because I can see him being the type of guy that sees this beautiful butterfly and he admires her from afar, probably didn't even think that he would get a chance with her, got the opportunity with her, and decided to capture this butterfly and put her in a cage and isolate her and emotionally drain her. And she finally chose herself. When men have this spiritual talk, this spiritual language that they use, that is a super red flag. As a spiritual woman, you shouldn't be aiming to look for a spiritual man. You really shouldn't. It's just another manipulator. He's going to weaponize spirituality against you. She believes in twin flames and things like that. I was on her Instagram. It's so crazy. After the situation went viral, all of these videos of her and him are popping up on your news feed. You're like, what the hell? And so there's this video of her and she's singing one of her songs. And in the video is captioned twin flame. So she believes in twin flames and things like that. And it's just, again, he probably sold her that as well.
I'm saying they say that the masculine grows by challenge and the feminine grows from praise. What I've come to really learn about relationships is that it's a very reflective process. Don't nobody know you or experience you as much as your partner. So your partner, essentially can become an asset or a liability, right? Yeah. To you. But it works in the asset way because it's like, yo, I see you. And I see what you may not see about yourself. And I'm gonna point out things for you. I'm gonna shed light for you in areas where you could do better at. And I'm also going to big you up in the areas that you're doing great at. Cause it's like, we should know that. Everybody needs reassurance. You know what I'm saying? They say that the masculine grows by challenge and the feminine grows from praise. But that don't mean that only men grow from challenge and only women grow from praise, because we both have both essences inside of us.
For sure.
So we both need both, but it's just the proper balance you gotta find. As men,
He's a smooth talker. He's a smooth talker. This is what he is. That's what he is. So this kind of gives you insight on what she most likely was dealing with in the relationship. He probably mirrored her at times, probably mirrored her growth, probably mirrored her vision for her life, probably mirrored her career decisions and choices that she wanted to make for herself. He knows what he's doing. He's a warlock. He understands energy. He understands how to manipulate energy. He knows how to get his way. This is the type of person that he is. So is it shocking that she thought that it was this over that? No. Is it shocking that she thought that he left that life behind? No. No, not at all. I mean, if you can't take a man's word, then what can you take? I would have taken how he dresses and how he carries himself. And this is why I judge men very harshly. Because if you can't take his word, then what else can you take? Well, you're going to have to look at his mentality. What is his mentality? You can start with what the fuck he's wearing. You can start with how he dresses and how he carries himself and the other men that he tends to hang around. You should be judging men very harshly. I don't know why women in 2026 are still lenient. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. And then also people feel like she should have known better because he had a baby mama before her. And, I always give grace, and I always tell you this. The first baby mama and the second baby mama, I give grace. The third baby mama, no grace is given. It's because, girl, you should know by now. Any woman that deals with him now, you're stupid. You're dumb. You're a bird. You're a bird. She was willing to take that risk and take that chance because it's risky. It's risky. It's risky. It's risky. When a man already has one child, it's risky. But once he has two, by two different women, it gets dumb after that. It gets very dumb. I don't expect for all women to be like me, but I don't know. The older you get, I'm 34, I would expect for a man to have a child or two. But by different women, no. So if I take a chance on a man that already has kids with a previous woman, one woman, that's me taking a chance. That's me taking a risk, right? But I have to consider my age. I have to consider where I am in life versus where he is in life and the life that he had before me and all of these other things. But when that man has multiple children by different women, that's a red flag. Any woman that deals with him after that is stupid. After this situation, publicly too, is dumb.
we need more challenge. And as women, they need more praise. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful for my lady, you know what I mean? Because she's come into my life and she's taught me so much by just us existing in the container together. Because that's like kind of what a relationship is. It's like
just existing in the container together. They were not existing in a container together. They were not. So why is the internet struggling with, oh my God, I don't understand why she fell for this guy. I mean, listen to what the shit he be saying. I think she got caught up in giving this man a chance. That's how she got caught up. She was like, let me just give this man a chance. I literally had a man tell me that you need to let your guard down. You need to let somebody in. You shouldn't act like that. You shouldn't be like that. So you can waste my time? I've seen you waste other women's time. Why would I let my guard down so you can come in and waste mine? That's stupid. Men want easy access. That's what they want. So they guilt trip women into giving them that. You shouldn't. There are plenty of women out here that will give sympathy box. It just don't have to come from me. It could come from somebody else. Everybody got to play that role. That role ain't my role to play. So if he needs some sympathy box, he could go find some sympathy box, some sympathy cat. It's just not over here. So I don't know. But he was, this is the type of stuff he would say. That's why she said in her, if you listen, everyone jumps to conclusions and passes judgment. But if you really listen to what she said, she was like, you're not about to, so he can go in interviews and smooth talk in interviews. Because he uses that spiritual language, he weaponizes it. And that's exactly what he was going to do after she called off the engagement. And she beat him to the punch. She spoke out. Now, do I agree with it? Not really. I don't really agree with women coming to the internet when their relationships end, because the best method, in my opinion, is detachment. It's hard. It's very challenging. It requires a lot of discipline, but it's detachment, because there's always going to be a bobblehead out here that's still going to deal with him, regardless of if you blast him online or not. There's always going to be a bobblehead that's quick to deal with him. That's just the reality. So why blow up your spot? Why tarnish your image? Just kick his ass to the curb and act like he just does not exist. Men hate that. They hate that you didn't give them a reaction. They hate that more than when you give them a reaction. When you give them no reaction at all, when you give them nothing, it bothers them. That's when they start to question if you ever loved them, if what y'all had was ever real, even though he was on bullshit from the very beginning. But even the lies that he fed you, right? And you believing them, he still wants to know if that was real, because it psychologically fucks with him. And that's how you leave a man. But blasting him, now he knows you're bothered. You're in these group chats with the women, the many women that he's out here dealing with. And they get the kiki and gossip about the drama and your relationship problems and all of that stuff. Why give them that? Give them nothing. Learn how to give people absolutely nothing. Give them nothing. Giving them a reaction all the time, it's like they're getting fed off of that. Like, energetically, they're still pulling from your energy. They're still taking from your energy. When you give them nothing, they have nothing to go off of. Nothing. Now they have to pull from themselves. And these are the type of people that are not generators of their own energy. They don't know how to generate energy on their own, which is why they need your reaction, which is why they need your drama. They need it all to feed off of. So you have to learn how to read people and give them absolutely nothing. And it takes detachment, discipline, self-control. You just gotta leave and just give them nothing.
You and this person in this container, or like, in this house. That's why, like, when relationships are at the beginning and you get past that quote unquote honeymoon phase, a lot of people don't survive after that, because once you get in that container and you start unpacking and the demons come out, the trauma start running around the crib. You're like, what the fuck is that? Woo. I didn't know you had that. What was that?
I always tell y'all that if you let people talk long enough, they'll tell you exactly who they are. Especially on the internet. People love to talk in third person, but really they're talking about themselves. People are talking about themselves. They're not talking about this third person. There is no third person. They're speaking on who they are, their shadow side. The shadow side is their third person. We talked about this. Let me pull it up. We talked about this. Okay. You have the outer world. He's on this podcast. He's projecting this persona that he has it all figured out. He has it all together. He's this spiritualist person. It's really feeding his ego. He has not done any inner work at all. No personal self-work, no unconscious self-work. The self-work that he needs to do that he hasn't done, he calls demons. So a part of himself feels shame, guilt. He has not gotten to his shadow at all, okay? Because his shadow is his demon, so he probably runs from it. He's probably, I don't know. Again, to face your shadow, you have to let go of your ego. You have to have an ego death. Having an ego death hurts. You see things in yourself that you don't want to see. You have to accept things about yourself that you don't want to accept. He has not done that work yet at all. At all, at all, at all. So self is something that he avoids or he calls demonic. So he's just in his ego and he's created this persona based off of his ego. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't have vision. He doesn't have direction. You can't have vision and direction when you haven't really confronted yourself. A lot of people are lost in life, like grown people are lost in life because they have not done the work on themselves. So they lack vision, direction. They don't know if they're coming, going. They don't even know what they really want because they don't know who they are. So this is a man that's just operating from ego, just doing things egotistically. So when it comes to Serayah, I really think the situation was she made him look good. She made him look more polished, more put together. And he liked that. That helped his career. That also probably helped him get more business opportunities, more and then she was someone that he could carry on his arm that would help him business wise, like networking, getting more opportunities. People probably saw him differently. They probably took him more serious. And he kind of gives me an ASAP Rocky. Men like ASAP Rocky, men like Kevin Gates, men like Joey Badass, they know what woman to choose because they know how it benefits them. They choose women based off of how it benefits them, how it serves them, how it will make them look. It's driven by ego, but they know how to choose. This is where women struggle. Women don't know how to choose. Women don't know how to choose the best candidate for themselves. But I will also give women grace that men lie. They do. They lie. They lie a lot. So what can you go off of? But he's given this spiritual language, weaponizing spirituality, weaponizing like he's done all of this work and all this stuff. He hasn't done any work, real work at all. At all. Because now that he's in this container with her and this engagement, all of a sudden his demons are coming out. You shouldn't have demons. You should have worked on you. You should have already confronted all of that, but he hasn't done it yet. So now he's in this container with her. His demons is running rampant and she's getting drained. She's being emotionally drained.
You dig what I'm saying? But these things, you got to understand, like, it comes with everyone, right? And these things, once you have the patience and the understanding and the willingness to grow and to accept, you gain so much wisdom and knowledge from it, you know what I'm saying? Which is essential to our growth, you know what I mean? Like, the best way that we grow is from relationships, and I don't just mean like, with your lady or with your man, is just.
And he's the worst type because he knows what he needs to do. He just hasn't done it yet. I give a lot of grace to people that are just unaware, but it's those that are aware and they still choose to do this. They still choose to hurt people. They still choose to waste people's time. They still choose to take advantage and manipulate. They know the work that they need to do, but they refuse to do it. And they waste everybody's time. And they cause more chaos. They cause more destruction. I have more grace for people that are unaware, right? Like you just don't see it. You don't understand. You don't see yourself. But he sees himself and he's scared of himself. And she comes in and she makes things brighter. She comes in and she makes things look better. And so he's cool with that. He's cool with that. He's like, oh, okay. She comes in, she makes things look better, brighter. I don't have to deal with myself in a real way. She accepts me for who I am, where I am in life. And she was probably compromising and dealing with things in the relationship that she didn't even sign up for. And, he got comfortable, got so comfortable that he decided to cheat and run around on her and embarrass her. But I feel like, y'all, the worst betrayal to me when it comes to the situation, it's not even the cheating. It's the fact that he was pillow talking with the bobblehead. That is what pisses me off more than anything. Because at this point, you have no loyalty to me. Like you have no loyalty to me at all. Like, you have no loyalty. Like, there's no line that's really drawn. And she was very smart to walk away at this point. She was very smart to walk away. So it's just crazy. I think she was willing to work with him on the infidelity, but when she found out that this man was laid up pillow talking to a bobblehead, yeah, I'm out too. Like, what the hell? Why would I do that? Because this man has fame, he has money, and oftentimes we as women, when men have fame and money, we are expected to put up with things because, he has all this access and stuff like that. But you're telling me you get to lay up with another woman in pillow talk and talk down on me too? That's crazy. And this is why I run a strict program. Like, I just don't allow cheating. I don't allow games. I don't allow any of that. I just disappear. That's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to just disappear. I don't make announcements. I'm not telling you I'm leaving. I'm not doing any of that. I just fade away. And we can just act like this never happened.
Relationships in general, our connections with other individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if we were the only people, if it was only Cam on this earth, you would have no problems.
We have some issues though, because
I mean, you gotta find what you want to eat. You know what I'm
When Cam was like, we would have some issues. See, Cam don't do well by himself. A lot of men don't do well by themselves. They need a woman. They project onto us about dying alone, being alone, but it's really them. They don't do well by themselves.
Only people, if it was only Cam on this earth, you would have no problems.
We have some issues though, because
I mean, you gotta find what you want to eat. You know what I'm saying? But you dig what I'm saying?
I'm being facetious.
It's cool. You know what I mean? But you have very limited problems. Most of our problems come from the perspective of how.
No, if they were by themselves on Earth, they wouldn't have anyone to terrorize. At that point, they would have to self-deprecate or something like that. Like, it would be self-deprecating for them. They wouldn't have nobody else to terrorize. They would only be able to destroy themselves. So yeah, they would still have problems. I agree with him on that, but it would be self-inflicted.
We are perceiving ourselves through the lens of other people. You dig what I'm saying? So relationships give you that reflective nature in ways that you can grow, in ways that you can't get from just yourself.
Yeah.
I think the reason why women are still falling for this is because it's patriarchal. The bisexual man conversation really exposed to me that there is a long list of slurs for us as women. You have bitches, witches, cunts, whores, thoughts, hoes, 304s, homewreckers, gold diggers. You have sluts. Did I say cunts? What else? Bitter. And when you think of a man, y'all, the best that we've came up with is like dusty and brokey. That's it. But they have endearing labels like gentlemen. But we have like a long list. Homewrecker. Even though these men are the one out they're the main ones out here homewrecking homes. It's not us. Do y'all question that type of stuff? Oh yeah, masculina. They came up with that new slur. And then now we're biphobic because we said no. There's a long list of slurs. And at this point, I'm reaching a point where I don't give a fuck. TERFs. I don't give a fuck. Call me a witch, bitch, slut, cunt. I don't give a fuck. Oh, bed wench too. I forgot about that one. Bed wench. But they still want to sleep with us though. Jezebel. I forgot about that one. I knew I was missing some. There's a list. I'm gonna write a whole list so I can show y'all all the slurs. All the slurs. And then I'm at a point in my life where men, I made that video on my Instagram. I posted to my Instagram. There's a bunch of men in the comments thinking I care about being a good woman. I don't give a fuck about that. Women are always expected to have these higher moral standards. Like we're supposed to carry higher moral standards than them. And all I said was I would disappear. If I see a man is on bullshit, I see that he is a worldly man that is not wanting what I want, what I desire, I'm disappearing. Why am I sticking around for that? Why should I have a higher moral ground, or I should have more morality when this man is wasting my time? Like, make that shit make sense. I'm disappearing. I don't owe him anything. I don't owe him to be good to him, even though he has not been good to me. What is up with that? So I disappear. I don't owe him anything. They even feel entitled to us having higher moral or high morality compared to them. I don't owe him shit. I don't even owe, and that's another thing. Stop feeling like you owe them like a hello, or you don't owe them anything. That man is a whole predator to you, to be honest. He's a predator to you because you don't know him. Men are always a predator to you when they don't have any investment. Because one thing I noticed, if you want to know the difference between like your father, your brother, maybe even some family members, not all, and I'm talking about male family members, right? They have invested into you. So they're not a predator to you. But the men that have never invested into you, they are a predator to you. That is just a fact. That is a fact. They are a predator to you. That's the reason why you're like, but my father, but my brothers, or my male cousins, or my grandfather, you have nothing but nice things to say about them. Why? Because they have invested into you. But if that man has not invested into you, he's a fucking predator. Period. You don't know what type of time he's on. You don't. You don't. You don't. You know, when it comes to not all fathers, but some, I would say a lot of them, right? Your brothers, your uncles and stuff, like they have invested into you. Time, energy, they've spent time with you, bonded with you, things like that. So that's just the reality. But women are still out here playing Russian roulette with their lives. I don't understand why. Because you have a nice father, that your father has invested a lot of time into you. You have an amazing brother or brothers. Your brothers have invested a lot of time with you. Because you have an uncle that really adores and loves you. They've invested time into you. If that man has made no investment into you, that man is a predator to you, period. If you think otherwise, you are putting yourself in danger, and you're very naive. You're very naive. So that man has to prove. He has to prove through investing into you. And it's not just money. It's time. It's protection. It's loyalty. It's integrity. He makes you feel safe. Investment. That's what I mean. So I don't know. And if you're thinking anything else, you probably in danger. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. So she posted this. Let me go ahead and post this.
I've never been the type to come online, but this person needs to be shown for who.
Oh, and someone in the comment section said, I love my dad, but he ain't the fuck perfect. My mom is a better moral compass than him. And that's the thing. This is where things get tricky, right? Nuance, right? Your dad probably invested more into you than he did your mother. I don't make up the rules. So, and we see that a lot. A man didn't make a good husband, but he made a good father. And sometimes a man made a better husband, but he didn't make a good father. And it all comes down to investment. He invested more time as a husband, but he didn't invest any time as a father. Or he invested more time as a father, but he didn't invest any time as a husband. It all comes down to investment. It's just, it is what it is. So read that man accordingly.
I've never been the type to come online, but this person needs to be shown for exactly who he is. And I am so fucking upset, and I don't know if one day I'll regret this, but right now I don't regret it because this person has been a literal piece of shit to me in private. And
one thing that I want to say, even though I don't agree with this, one thing that I want to say, because I've been getting this a lot in my mentor sessions. If you choose to do something, right, as a woman, you decided to make that decision, you decided to do it. Be confident in it. Don't think about shame. Don't think about guilt. Don't think about any of that. If you decide to do it, do it. And do it with your whole chest and stand 10 toes down in it. Okay? Because I'm the type of person, like, if I were to do something like this, yep, I did it. I have no regrets. I don't give a fuck. I said what I said. Period. If you're going to do it. There are women out here sleeping around and they feel guilt and shame. Why are you doing that to yourself? Did you enjoy your time? Was it a pleasurable experience? I'm going to ask you questions like that. But the issue is a lot of times women do things emotionally and they didn't sit with it. Because see, the issue is you can have emotion to do something and then 10 minutes later, that emotion is gone. And now you're left with the aftermath of what you did while being in that emotion. Right? There are things that you do when you're happy. You typically have no regret. There are things that you do when you're angry. I don't know. Sometimes I have regret when I do things when I'm angry and I don't. It just depends on what it was. It depends on what I did. So whatever you do, sometimes you have to sit long enough, let the emotions come over you, do nothing at all. And then if you work through it and you self-regulate and you're like, no, I still want to say something, then say it. And when you say it with your whole chest. You say it proudly. You say it confidently. You say it and you don't back down. The issue is that women are skipping the regulation step. Don't skip the regulation step. Because if you skip the regulation step and you just impulsively do something, that's where the regret comes in. That's where the shame comes in. Regulate first. Go through the emotions that you're experiencing, process them in real time. And then if you still want to do what you want to do, you still feel the same way, that at that point, what shame is there to have? It's only truth and authenticity. And you have to be proud in that. You can't be shameful. Because then that eats you up from the inside out. That creates war within yourself. Where you're going back and forth like, oh, I shouldn't have did it, or I should have did it, or you did it. So you will feel more confident in the things that you do when you allow yourself to regulate and to process. But if you don't allow yourself that moment to do that, then yes, that's where the shame, the guilt, the regret, you start to second guess it. So regulate first. And if that means you got to be up in your house yelling and cussing at nobody but you, your four walls, then that's what you need to do, hon. And if you still feel the same way after you done processed it and you done worked it out with you and you and you and you, because you got to live with it, and you still feel the same way you feel, then you need to say it with your whole chest. Okay? Say it with your whole chest. Do it with your whole chest. Have no regret. Don't do that to yourself where you're living with regret and you're going back and forth about it. You said it, you did it, and it is what it is. Stand in your truth. Don't back down from it.
And not even in private, because a lot of people publicly know, family knows and everything, but this person proposes to me,
crazy,
wants to build a life with me,
crazy,
has me move my life out here,
crazy,
cheats on me, I find out, continuously is telling me that he doesn't want that life, he wants me, da-da-da, then proceed.
Did y'all miss this part?
Build a life with me, has me move my life out here, cheats on me, I find out, continuously is telling me that he doesn't want that life, he wants me, da-da-da.
Continuously tells me he doesn't want that life. And we have him on video. We have him in an interview saying the same damn thing. We literally do. Why is she being blamed for everything? I don't know. But what I will say, the role that I feel like she needs to be accountable for, and accountability always applies to the role that you played. She is not accountable for the betrayal. She should not have known any better. because he told her that and gave her that repeated reassurance like men do, but they lie, right? And she believed him, right? I mean, a man proposes to you. What the fuck are you supposed to think? Because, like, why would he propose to her? Have y'all asked that? What was the reason for him to propose? What was the reason for him to do all of that shit? It kind of reminds me of the narcissist. I always talk about the narcissist that I was with, and he was running around on me, but on Mother's Day, cooked a Mother's Day dinner for my mom, and then blindsided me with a conversation about marriage to my mother. And I was already having like second thoughts. I was already second guessing the relationship. I was like, I don't even think I'm staying in this. And then he blindsides me and decides to bring up marriage to my mother. It's like men do weird shit like that. It's like, why? And you know what I think it is? Men need you to be emotionally attached. It's an ego thing for them. So he's like, okay, let me cook for her mother. Let me bring up marriage to her mother. Let me reel her back in, because I feel like men can feel when you're kind of detaching from them. So to kind of reel me back in. But when I tell you I was disgusted the whole dinner, I was so mad. I was seething under the smiles, because I'm not trying to pick a fight with you in front of my mom. But it was like, what was the fucking reason for that? And then I was mad because my mom wants to see me married. And she thinks you're the one. And you're feeding her this bullshit. It was so disgusting. It's like, what is the reason? It's like they have no boundaries. Okay, you play me, but you got to involve my mother? Like that's disgusting to me. I will never forget it. And this is why I don't put anything past men, because why? What was the reason for you to do something like that? To get her hopes all up. It's one thing to get my hopes all up, but to involve her. So she said that he consistently, continuously, right, gave her that reassurance. I can only imagine that he was probably super performative with her family, trying to give them reassurance. It's just, so I don't think y'all really listened to her when she was ranting here, and she tagged him. I like that. I like that a lot. She tagged him. I do. I like that. I mean, if you're gonna say it, you might as well tag him, put a name to it.
Then proceeds to be out with people. And yes, I have my receipts. I have my fucking receipts. But you guys will know who the fuck this is. And I don't want this to be a confusion any longer. There's no podcast he can get on, sweet talk in the world. It's over with.
What was the pasta bar? Honestly, because it's a really hard spot to get in, but then Sean residency, and I got you guys in for 7, but I need to text everyone back and see, but it was gonna be around like 7-ish. Oh, all right,
get around.
And then you'll come after, right?
Yeah, or before, or we might not even go there because I need to text them back and see.
Well, yeah, just let me know. You know what?
But what time are you going? You're gonna be
I'm gonna be there
7?
I'll be there around like 4:30, 5.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll let you know if I cancel the movie. I'll be around. I'll hit you up. I'm gonna be out, and I'm either gonna see the movie and not go to the pasta bar. Either way, I'll come to Williamsburg and see you.
All right, bet.
Love you.
All right, my love. Love you too.
Have a good day. Don't let anyone steal.
That's crazy. But you know what? I knew what it was when this stuff came out, and then they was trying to gaslight us. I was like, girl, it's just the way he's standing with his hands behind his back. Have you ever dated a New York man? I have. Hands behind his back. Look at her face. Look at her face. But I didn't say nothing then. I didn't even say nothing then. I was like, oh, ooh, girl, she going through it. She going through it. Oh gosh, I cannot deal. I don't understand it. I just yeah, so they'll waste your time. They really will. They'll waste your time.
So, like, one thing I haven't seen people talk
Yeah, but I
about
love you. Yeah.
with this whole, like, Serayah, Joey Badass.
And that's why I be saying, like, men just be talking. You just gotta let them talk. They just be talking. They just be talking. He's saying I love you. He don't mean that shit. And if the girl is believing that shit, she just as dumb and as gullible. It's like how do you believe somebody is loving you and he's with someone else publicly? But you know who else is struggling with that? You know who else is struggling with that? Your fave. What's her name? Um, what is her name? Lotto. She's struggling with that too. She think that man love her. Girl, it's just a mess. It's breadcrumbs. That's all. You know, the girls are just taking the breadcrumbs. I love you is a breadcrumb.
So, like, one thing I haven't seen people talk about with this whole, like, Serayah, Joey Badass situation is the girl on the phone in that recording with Joey. That was like the queen of pick-me's. Like, and my thing is, like, how do men not see through that immediately?
It's ego. That's the reason why they don't see it. It's because their ego is being stroked. So they're not going to see it in the same way that we do. Their ego is blinding them. So they just like their ego being stroked. You know, one thing that I also want to point out too is that there was a false posturing w- eh, 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 when it came to their public image. Like, he liked part of the future faking. I keep trying to warn the girls about this shit, but they don't want to listen. Part of the posturing that we see, or like the future faking, is the public posturing that we see online. When you give that man a platform, he's going to waste your time. Because you being able to post him in photos and videos and things like that, you're out here and everything is ego driven. Like, even the public posturing that he has you in, you make him look good. That's what that is. You make him look better. Let me see if I can find it. You make him look way better. And so part of his ego is being fed by the public posturing of the relationship, the curated photos, the curated videos. We saw that with Klay Thompson, right? And Megan Thee Stallion. So the posturing of this man is something that a lot of women need to understand. You are so eager and so quick to post this man to social media, and you need to not be. You need to be more protective. And it's not that this man is, you know, it's not that you should hide him or anything like that. It's just you have to understand that the posturing of him through the image that you curate creates leverage, and it puts you in a position of being at a disadvantage. Because now, to hold up that image, right? He knows that you're going to do whatever it takes to hold up that image. This is the woman that openly admitted that, you know, they have been struggling with infidelity in their relationship for a while. But because of the ego driven public posturing of the relationship online, she was the cleanup woman. She was the woman that made sure that nothing, you know, was going to make it online that would disrupt the image. And the whole time, whose ego is being fed? His. Who's being drained? You. You're being drained. Because guess what? It fed into what? It fed into his persona. It fed into his persona, which fed into his ego. So, ladies, it's not about the man being a secret. It's not about that. It's about the public posturing and how it feeds his ego. And it feeds into whatever persona you are curating for him. That's what that is. It's not about he has to be a secret head. Obviously, people will see you out with him and things like that. But you need to keep the leverage that you have. And in order to keep the leverage that you have, you don't post him and give him a platform and curate this image. It feeds his ego through public posturing. I don't know when the girls are going to get it. Stop posting him. Seriously, that is what that is. A lot of women feel like, oh, go ahead, post the man, post the man. It's like you're giving him leverage when you do that. First of all, say there is another woman out there. Now you've given him a platform where other women can come. If there's something that you want to know, I'm going to always tell you, women are very spiritual. You just need to tap into it. If there is something that you seriously want to know, call out to it. Speak in the mirror and say, reveal the truth to me. Reveal the truth to me. That's all you got to do. You don't got to post them to Instagram and have some girl come out of the woodworks about your man. If you really want to know, you need to tap in spiritually. You need to speak in the mirror. Reveal the truth to me. That's all you got to do. And I'll give it a few business days. You could also pull up some Psalm scriptures if you want to make it, ASAP. Like you want it to be done ASAP. Like you need to know ASAP. You want to put an urgency behind it, like to get that, verification. Repeat Psalms in front of the mirror. Reveal my enemies to me. Things have a way to reveal themselves. You don't got to put everything online and overly expose yourself and give this man leverage. You got to move different.
Like, that girl is trying with all her might to get picked. Like, it's just seething through her tone, what she's saying. Like, genuinely, how do men not clock that immediately? It's right, like, y'all are too easy. That's the problem, y'all are too easy.
That's it. I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it. He wants his ego stroke. So when a man wants his ego stroke, he's gonna be very easy. Let's get into this because I also wanted to talk about this, and I'm gonna log out.
I'm seeing it happening again where a woman was done wrong by the man that she was with. And creators are coming onto this app to talk about how it's her fault and she is the one to blame. And I think what a lot of people don't realize about systems at work and the system of misogyny and living in a misogynistic society is that women are constantly being policed and women are constantly being punished.
I believe in duality. I believe two things can be true at the same time. He was a rapper. Rappers have a mentality. Rappers carry the mentality to have multiple women. Is that not a fact? It's part of the culture. It's part of the industry. It's part of the circles that they run in. It's part of the image. So yeah, a lot of women are going to look to the woman in a situation like this because of the circumstances. Seriously, it's called discernment. And that's the thing. It's like women want to live in a patriarchal society, but you don't even know how to lead your own life. How can you lead anything else? Seriously, a rapper? A rapper? So we can trust you to make good decisions when it comes to this country? We can expect for you to make good decisions when it comes to the community? You can't even see that a rapper is someone that you shouldn't choose? That's just common sense to me. The issue is that the patriarchy always tells a woman to let her guard down and give a man a chance. That's the problem. So if we're going to talk about it, we need to really talk about it. A woman is supposed to give a man a chance, give him a second chance. I just read about a story of a woman that gave a man that killed his first wife a second chance at life. Her father was a pastor. Hooked them two up because he believed in second chances as well, And he ended up slicing her face and killing all of her children because she believed in second chances. Even though that man was a demon because he killed his first wife. So she lived to tell the story. She lived to defend herself in court. But her children are gone. So even though a rapper has a reputation, even though a rapper is who they have always been, a woman is still supposed to give a second chance. Even a murderer. So yes, when it comes to situations like this, there's duality to it. On one hand, I understand exactly where she's coming from because there's a list of slurs for women. Homewrecker, bitch, hoe, thought. But these men are running amok. They're running amok, right? They're running amok. But I do believe that women can be smarter than this, though, too. Like, why would you marry a man that murdered his first wife? Stabbed her to death. Why would you marry a man like that? You know what I mean? Why would you get in a relationship with a man, try to make him a suburban dad, and he's a rapper? It makes no sense. I think women can be smarter than this. I don't think people are being mean and just wanting to beat down the woman and not hold the man accountable at all. I don't think it's that at all. I don't think it's that at all. But it's like, where does logic come in? Seriously. Because we know who this guy is. I mean, he has a reputation. A murderer, we know who that guy is. He has a reputation. I mean, if we can't go off of reputations, then what can we go off of? So if this would have been a different dynamic, different circumstances, if the context would have been different, I would be 100% on her side. But I'm like, he was a rapper. And y'all know what I say about eyes. The eyes never lie. The eyes always tell a story. There's a lot of darkness behind his eyes. So when he set up on that podcast and he talked about a container and the demons that come out, I believed him because his eyes tell the same story.
And when these conversations come up, realize that men are absent of accountability and they're absent of any kind of vitriol that they deserve for causing someone that they committed to harm.
And is it internalized misogyny? Absolutely. Because I warned y'all about the Carmelo Anthony situation, right? Boys will be boys. And it came out that both of them were the same. Abusive to young girls. They were going to be a menace and an abuser to grown women. Didn't I say that? And I said, Black women, I don't think this is the hill you should die on because, my discernment is going off. I'm centering myself when it comes to the situation, not the man, not on either side. There's nothing for me to defend. I think these gentlemen can work it out between the two of them. Did I not say that? And then it's coming out that they punch girls. Carmelo was stalking his girlfriend, threatened to shoot her in her chest. Austin Metcalf was out here being a menace, being a racist, being a menace to girls, punching them, hitting them. Did I not say that from the very beginning? But women wanted to go tooth and nail with me. And I'm like, okay, go tooth and nail. Because ultimately, y'all know I always look for higher guidance and insight. I'm going to go talk to my ancestors. And they told me that that's not the hill to die on. So I'm like, okay. But I'm in a season in my life where I'm just like, I'm going to let time reveal my point. I'm not going to defend my point anymore. My time will always reveal my point and my perspective. Seriously. Both of those boys were a menace. They ended up where they ended up because of who they were. In women, there was there was nothing for us to defend at all. It was toxic masculinity on display in real time. In real time. They were so much alike. They were just, one was white and one was black. And I always tell you on this channel that a man is what? A man. A male is what? A male, regardless of race. They were literally the same. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. If you listen to the reputation, copy and paste. Copy and paste. Night and day. White and black. Literally the same. One was heads and the others was tails. What were women defending? So part of the reason men can get away with shit is because women will defend the bullshit. Women will defend it. Women won't even sit back and wait and watch and see what the information is. Some women won't even observe. They'll put on their capes and defend. He needs a savior. That is a grown ass man. That is a teenage boy that made a choice and made a decision. What are you defending? Why are you defending violence? Why are Black women defending violence? Especially when it comes to being poked. They're poking us to death, literally. Why are we defending that? So part of the issue that when things like this occur, whether it's cheating or murder, there are always a group of women that are willing to put on their capes and defend it. Seriously. And then not just defend it, but become the face of it. Step in front of the men like, oh, don't ridicule him. And women be looking goofy every time. Because, there's a bobblehead on the other side of this conversation when it comes to this man cheating that's defending him. Oh, she's embarrassed. And you heard her on the phone or the recording. Oh, she's just embarrassed. She's embarrassed. She's embarrassed by this whole thing. There's always a bobblehead or a Captain Save-A-Ho that is just willing to come in and save the day. So part of the issue is other women. It's internalized misogyny that women don't want to get rid of. They don't want to remove it. They're like, literally, I said in my Carmelo Anthony video, I said, when this situation happened, I centered myself in the conversation because men are violent. That's what I said. That's literally what I said. Women don't know how to center themselves. You're still centering men. Seriously. And it's not about hating them. It's about considering yourself first. Like, are you safe? Would you be safe in a situation like that between two men? No. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be safe between two teenage boys having a pissing contest. It's all ego. You're not safe. I don't know how many stories I've heard out of Kansas City where women are getting unalived for being bystanders because men are having a pissing contest. They're being violent and they're just shooting off. They don't care where the bullets land. They don't give a damn. So when the Carmelo Anthony situation happened, I said, oh, let me center myself. I wouldn't be safe. Nothing to defend. Let the courts handle it. And I distinctly said, we've seen so many stories around that particular time of women getting poked. So when you hear the text messages that he was sending to his girlfriend, was it shocking? No. There's seriously something wrong with young boys today. There's seriously something wrong. It doesn't matter if he's white or black. There's seriously something wrong with them. Very sinister about them. I read about another story of a young boy that was walking to a convenience store. Two women are coming in or coming out. They're coming and going. And he does what? He shoots one of them. The woman did nothing to him. Didn't say anything to him. He just shot her just because he wanted to. Do you know there are women online defending that too? So if you want to know why men are not held accountable, it's because, there's a woman ready to jump in and give an excuse. Well, what? I mean, we have stories for days. We have statistics. I just don't know when women are going to center themselves. Would you be safe? Literally, that's the question I asked myself. I said, would I be safe? No. So I knew where I stood. Y'all over here making it about race and all of this stuff. And then it came out that they're both racist. It came out that they were both racist. It came out that they were both violent to women, girls. It came out that they had made threats about being violent in school, bringing guns and things to school, or to shoot up a school. Both of them, literally. It was insane, but it was very spiritual to me. It was very spiritual. It said a lot. It said a lot. It said a lot. So I don't know what women were defending. I don't know what they were defending. Y'all, I mean, the Nolan Wells situation, or hell, you could defend black people being lynched in 2026 and you got people out here calling it a suicide. How about you fight about something like that? But to fight over a racist and a psychopath makes no sense because they're literally the same. One is white and one is black. I mean, take the capes off. Put the cape on for yourself or something. I just don't understand. It was dumb. It was foolish. And it just made us look crazy as black women. It literally did. It did. And then black women are being lynched. Why don't we bring more attention to that? But women are so quick to put on their capes for a man. A man. They won't even put on a cape for themselves or other women. It's sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. It is so sad. So that's part of the reason. Even when it comes to this cheating situation, it's like that's why women will put on their capes for a man, even when he is dead ass wrong. And you know what it gives? Big Mama. But you know, as much as Big Mama did, as much as she sacrificed, as much as she gave to her community, who was there for her? Who was there for her? Do you want to be like her?
Being cheated on is a traumatic event. Being betrayed is a traumatic event. So when I see these conversations happening on this platform, it is a tale as old as time. That's why there's labels like Jezebel that are placed on women when men are the easiest and most promiscuous things on this planet. When we see things like homewrecker being placed on the woman when it was the man that made that commitment and it was the man that opened the door to the home. When we see things like daddy issues being placed on a little girl, when the issue is a grown man that didn't want to be a father. It's a grown man that chose to be absent, but all of a sudden it is this girl's issue. But also realize how there is no label for boys who have absent fathers. And you would think that that would have a greater impact. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it is misogyny at play. So when these conversations come up, I think the real reflection should be, who taught me to have this disdain for women? Who taught me to punish women? Who taught me to view women as less than?
And when it came to my stance on the Carmelo Anthony situation, when it came to my stance on the Charlie Kirk situation, people wanted to punish me. People wanted to punish me. And the whole time I'm just thinking about myself as a black woman, other black women, other women and girls. But because some women are so male identified, so centered on men that they didn't even see where I was coming from at all. And then it later came out, oh, yeah. And it's all because I'm just centering myself. I'm considering other women, their safety. Are they protected? Would they be protected in a situation like that? Would they even be defended? Things like that. But when you're so male centered, you think that a man needs to be defended. A man doesn't need to be defended by you. A man doesn't need to be defended by you. He's a man. A 17-year-old boy made a grown man choice and decided to stab somebody in the heart. They wanted to hold a woman accountable for stabbing her baby daddy in the leg because he was abusing her while pregnant. While pregnant, I think this happened out of Chicago. While pregnant, they wanted to hold her accountable for that. And she was just trying to protect herself and her unborn child. But a 17-year-old stabs a man in the heart and he needs to be defended? Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Makes no sense at all. And I hope this does trigger women. I hope it triggers you really bad. And I hope it helps you reflect about, why do you respond in the way that you do? Observe that. Instead of getting mad at me, observe that. Like, I hope it does. I hope it bothers you. I hope it triggers you. I hope you fester in it, because it's just getting annoying at this point. It really is. You don't take a step back. You don't wait for more information to come out. You don't observe the situation at all. You feel like you have to take a side. You don't even know how to just be, unbiased or just not a part of the situation at all. You feel like you have to be involved. You feel like you have to do something at all times. You don't know how to just sit and be still. That is what that is.
Because it really is just a system at play and you are just another foot soldier.
And I'm just wondering, like, when are women going to be, are you not tired of being a foot soldier? It's okay to just sit back and watch. I don't understand. It's okay to just sit back and not do nothing. It's okay for you to just watch. It's okay. I promise you, it's okay to just sit back and just, you know what? I don't have nothing to add to this. I don't have nothing to say. I don't have anything to give. I have nothing to give to this situation at all. I'm just a bystander at this point. I'm an observer. I'm a spectator. It's okay to be that. It's okay to be still. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay to just sit back and watch. You don't have to jump in and take control. You can just be still. It's okay. There's a level of calmness that comes over you. There's a level of peace that comes over you. But you got to break out of that cycle. You got to break out of that because you're a foot soldier for the patriarchy. The very thing that keeps you suppressed and oppressed in a system. And you got to just learn how to just sit back and not do anything, say anything at all. And to be a foot soldier for men that are violent makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me.
These are my thoughts. They don't have to be yours. I don't think sis is speaking out just because of the cheating. I think cheating is something, unfortunately, she had experienced previously in the relationship. So it wasn't something new. I think what took her over the edge was finding out that he was comfortable enough of not just telling other women their business, but letting other women comment on it and comment on her. That right there can push somebody over to the edge because cheating, some people are okay with it. I'm sorry. Some women, it's not that big of a deal. They still can forgive. They'll still be with the person. But the moment that you let another woman feel comfortable enough to speak on me and you say nothing about it and you actually having a place of a relationship with that other person, that's when everything goes out the window. And I think that's why she's speaking up. Because the voice thing that I heard, that's something that can push a woman to the edge. 110%. Because you truly playing in my face. And you really show that you don't give two craps about me. Because you over here talking about me to another woman. That's crazy though. That's crazy.
That's what I really think it is. I think she's been dealing with the cheating. Well, she basically said she was. She's been dealing with the cheating for a while. And I think it just became disrespectful, which is why I don't tolerate disrespect. This is why I've completely removed myself. I don't play games. I remove myself because if I start to play games, then I start to hurt feelings because I'm actually crazy. I would consider myself a psychopath because it just gets to a point. I have a lot of pride. I have a lot of dignity. And if I'm going to go there, I'm going to hell. Like that is where I'm going. I'm going straight to hell. I'm not going to be a good woman. I'm not going to care about your feelings. I will really hurt you. And I've said this on several occasions that if a man was to impregnate me, I would make his life a living hell. I wouldn't make it comfortable. I wouldn't make it easy. Even when a man comes in and he destroys your life and he future flakes and he promises you all of these things, women still feel the need to be good. Why? I'm going to be the biggest bitch. The biggest bitch. I'm not going to make your life comfortable. I'm going to make it a living hell every fucking day. You will regret impregnating me. That's what I plan on to do. That's my plan is to do that. Like my plan is not to be good, to be a good woman and a good mother. No, I'm making life a living hell. Women are always looking to make men comfortable. Even when they fuck up and they do the weirdest shit to you, you're still supposed to make him comfortable. Make it easy on him. Why? 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 So just like men like to make threats, oh, you my baby mama, I won. I like to make threats too. Make me your baby mama, I will make your life a living hell. A living hell. I don't know why women are all like, oh, I need to make it comfortable. I need. No, no, no. That's stupid. That is dumb. So, and you know what this does? Men avoid you. That's what they do. They avoid you. They don't want to impregnate you. They don't want to do anything. And that's great. That's a form of protection. But when you're accommodating and you're compromising and you're understanding, it makes you a target. Everything that they told you was a fucking lie. When are people going to wake up? Nothing makes sense anymore. The world doesn't make sense anymore. Yet you still feel the need to be traditional according to the patriarchy? Why? It played you. It told you to go to school, told you to do this, it told you to do that. It's promised you this. The housing market is not even traditional anymore. Why are you still being traditional? The grocery prices are not traditional. Why are you still being traditional? The ingredients in the food is not traditional. Why are you still being traditional? Getting an education, a bachelor's degree, is not traditional anymore. So why are you still being traditional? Daycare is a mortgage now. Why are you still being traditional? You, as a millennial, maybe even Gen Xers, you may not even get a 401k plan anymore. Why are you still being traditional? If the system was so successful, why is it not showing success? Why is it not supporting parents? Why is it not supporting the nuclear family? Every day I hear about parents complaining about bills and the pricing of groceries because they have kids to feed. Yet people still want to hold on to this traditional patriarchal system. Obviously, it's not successful. It's not successful. I don't understand. It's just getting real dumb. And if you don't start to make your own rules and move to the beat of your own drum, you're going to be fucked. And I do mean fucked. You're going to be fucked in retirement. Your lifestyle is going to be fucked. Everything is going to be fucked. Everything is going to be fucked. Because you're still trying to live according to rules regarding a system that has failed. It's failed. It's not thriving. So you better get creative. And one thing that I know about women, women know how to get creative, but you got to get creative in a way to where you're not centering men in traditionalism. Because if it was so successful, why are we not thriving? We should be thriving, but we're not. We're not. I'm learning about women that's been out of a job for 2 years. They haven't found a job in 2 years. That's insane, y'all. That is insane. Yet people still feel the need to play this game. What game are you playing? I feel like the intelligent people have completely checked out. We're not playing a game anymore. We're not playing games anymore. So when I spoke earlier in this live and, I gave my little commentary, I was going to, key with y'all and fall off the conversation, right? That was when I used to believe in this whole patriarchal system, give a man a chance. Oh, he's on bullshit. Disappear, ghost him, move on. I'm not even playing that game anymore. I don't care. All of this shit is stupid. It could end today and I'll be cool with it. Thank God it's done. It's over with. Because every day we're in this panic mode. Every day we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it's like, can it just fucking drop already? Can it just drop? Whatever's going to happen, can you just let it happen? Tired of the updates. Tired of the constant updates about what's next. They're saying there's going to be a blackout for 18 months and people are still buying into this whole shit. And it blows my mind. I'm completely checked out. So I'm checked out. I don't care anymore. So the only thing I care about is myself. And I hope you care about yourself. So, people keep coming to me for answers. And I'm just like, listen, lady, the game is rigged. It's rigged. The whole system is rigged. Did y'all see how with YouTube they changed the metrics for you to get monetized? The game is rigged. They keep showing you, they keep telling you, and it's like people are still wanting to buy in. And I'm like, the game is rigged. I feel bad for the people that are gambling. They're investing in crypto, they're doing the sports betting. If you have not picked up on that the game is rigged, I don't know what to tell you. Do you not know in other countries within the stock market, they're betting against the United States? That's what they're doing. They're going against us. They're going against our economy. People still want to play this game. So I don't know about y'all, but you need to start choosing yourself. And so when it comes to Serayah in this entire situation, she chose herself. It may not have looked pretty. It may not have looked pretty. She may have came away with a baby, but who cares? She chose herself. She's not still stuck in this situation with this man draining her. That's just the truth. So when she wrote this, she said, there comes a point in a woman's life when choosing herself is no longer an option. It becomes necessary. Becomes necessary. Then she said, love should not require you to abandon yourself. I've been saying this. Once I woke up to this reality, marriage is not something that I just have to have or I need. It needs to be a good decision for business. That's it. That's it. Because then at that point, I can get something out of it. But oftentimes, women get the self abandonment. That's it. That's what they get. So if I'm going to go into it with the United States government to get into this marital certificate shit, it needs to be a good business decision. Otherwise, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just waiting for the system to collapse, the economy to fall. Um, what else? Oh, she said this chapter did not end in the way that I prayed it would, but endings can also be new beginnings. With this lunar eclipse that's happening on August the 28th, 313 has been chasing me. I don't know what's going on with that. But with the lunar eclipse, what's happening is that there's a 10-year cycle that's closing out. So you will continue to see a lot of relationships come to an end. You'll continue to see situations like this come to an end. Friendships come to an end. It's a 10-year cycle that has been ongoing for a while. And it's not even that you are, you're friends with these people or you've known these people for 10 years. It's just this relationship could have mirrored other relationships or past relationships. And so when we think about a 10-year cycle that's ending, it's closing, these things tend to go with it. And we're stepping into a new cycle. So I'm happy for her. She also said that if your intuition is telling you something is wrong, listen to it. 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 She said that I loved deeply and believe wholeheartedly in the life we were building. And that's the part that sucks. When I read that, that's the part that really sucks. She thought that she was building something meaningful with this man. And she wanted nothing more than to protect her family. She will move on and she will do just fine, but he will have a lot of regrets. He will continue to chase many different women and he will be just like a Shaq, where he's 50 years old, having regrets, has all of this money, has a great business portfolio, but he regrets the women, the good women. And I do mean women, not woman, the good women that he fucked over. That's how it always goes. But she'll be fine. She'll move on. She's a beautiful woman. She still has the world at her feet. One child is girl, it's not gonna end her. I don't know why people are they're pushing this doomsday on her. Like, why would you do, like, she's a pretty girl. She can pull an Eve if she really wanted to, because that's kind of what the situation kind of reminds me of. She could pull an Eve if she really wanted to, but she has to choose better and want better for herself. And I think this situation may have really opened her eyes up differently. So maybe she'll see her worth. And she did say, she spoke about her worth, about someone's choices. So referendum on your worth. So she said something about that. And basically what that means is when you basically feel like you need the popular vote on your worth. You need the popular vote on your worth to be chosen, to be picked, to be seen, to be desired, to be adored, to be loved, to be understood. And she decided that, I'm assuming that she's going to validate herself, that she's not looking for the popular vote on her worth anymore. And I love that. I love that. Sometimes in life it sucks that we have to go through real life situations like this for us to wake the fuck up. It's just, it is what it is. So I wish her well. I hope any woman that is also in a situation like this, I wish you well. Like I said, if this would have been a third baby mama, you already know where I would have went with that. But, she gave him a chance. And as women, we are literally taught to give a man a chance, give him a chance, let your guard down, give him a chance, give him a chance. And this is the shit that they do. This is the shit that they do. He was a rapper. He was a rapper. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. He played in the NFL. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. He played in NBA. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Men don't cheat. Men don't cheat. Men don't cheat. Hell, you can give a man a chance and he can work a regular job and he can still cheat. He can work at Amazon and still cheat. So I just think women need to get stricter. I think that you need to be judgy when it comes to men. I also think you need to be more discerning. I think you need to be more selective. That if you see yourself self-abandoning to be in this relationship with this guy, you need to just cut it off. You need to cut it off. You need to start asking yourself, why do I have to self-abandon to be loved, to be adored, to be invested into? Why do I have to self-abandon myself for that? So ultimately she chose herself. That's all I can ask for. I can't ask for more. You know, life is life. But that's all that I have regarding this video. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions regarding this situation. You know, I have a very nuanced take when it comes to this. On one hand, yeah, he was a rapper. On another hand, she probably gave him a chance because women are taught to give him a chance, even though he's a rapper and there's all of these red flags. But a woman is still supposed to give a man a chance because a man can change. I don't believe in that, but that's what we're taught. That's what we're told, to give a man a chance because men can change. A man can do better. A man can see you and want better for himself. You know, all of that bullshit. So I don't know. I have a very nuanced take. On one hand, I do see the internalized misogyny. I do see the misogyny online where the woman is being blamed, even though the man is the one that betrayed her and destroyed his family. And this doesn't just affect her. It affects his child, his son that he just had with her. You know, he didn't just propose to her and become engaged to her. He became a family with this woman. And so it doesn't just affect her. It affects the child. But ultimately, she did choose herself. And, you know, plenty of men out here feel like she shouldn't even done that. You know, she should have fought for her relationship. She should have fought for her engagement. She should have fought for her family. So she probably battled and struggled with that. You know, as a woman, it's very hard for us because we are conditioned and groomed to put up with a lot of shit because that is what it takes to be a good woman. And, you know, a man is going to be a man. So there's a lot that she most likely psychologically was going back and forth with. And as a woman that has done it myself, I understand. But ultimately, she chose herself. And that's the only thing that you can really focus on. You can't focus on the what ifs or if she should have did this and she should have did that. She didn't. But she decided to choose herself today. So that's all that matters. That's all you can do. So that's all I have regarding this video. Please give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what else you would like for me to talk about. I would love to talk about Wizard Liz. Have y'all seen that? I want to react to her interview that she did recently and the fact that she got her son back. I don't know if y'all know the content creator or influencer Wizard Liz, but let me know if you would like for me to react to her sit-down interview that she did not that long ago and talk about how she got her son back recently. So let me know. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in my next one.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.